So this is the last full week, okay, that we have. The semester stops on the 10th. So we'll meet tonight and then we'll meet next Thursday to wrap things up. I don't know. I haven't decided. I might give you an extra credit to do over the weekend or that. But anything that needs to be turned in that I don't assign next week would have to be due or is due that following Monday. So we'll have tonight, we'll have one more class after tonight, and that's it. Okay. I don't plan on having a formal final. Um, your programs are your finals. Um, and I'm giving you two programs tonight. The programs we're going to look at tonight deal with inheritance, where we have a super class, and then we should be able to instantiate from it. And I'll tell you the truth, I'm having a little bit of trouble with mine, and I don't know what it is. So one of your tasks is going to be to um, figure that out. Okay. I've got it written and and it works fine, but I just don't like it. Okay. So we're going to take a look at that and, probably allow you some extra credit if yours works better than mine. Okay. Let's see what else. Again, if you're going to go to summer school, you need to get that done, get signed up so we can run the classes. Um, and then fall classes should be right around the corner. Again, what else? That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's go ahead. I am going to clean out my Thorny here. And then I'm going to, well, that was stupid. Hang on a minute. It's another one of those I got to think about for a minute here. Okay. That'll work. And then I got one more. I need to do that too. That'll work. All right. That should do that. And then I got Thorny open. So I am going to share. If I can ever get this lined up the way I want it. All right. Looks good now. So I will share my screen. And Thorny is where we're going. And you should be able to see my screen now, I hope.
I can see it.
Cool. All right. So this bad boy here needs to be moved over. Okay. Jeez. I just need a bigger screen and a laptop. I should just put it into my 55-inch TV and then that would work. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. No, it isn't typing in there. What do I got wrong now? There we go. All right. So this will be How about another Acme employee system? And this will be, we'll save this as I think I'm going to save this as Acme Employee. Oh, this will be Acme Employee. .py. Date today is already the 29th of April. And author. All right. So I'm going to go worker be equal to 1, admin equal to 2, quit be equal to 3. So those are constants. Probably should spell while, right? And display menu. So just going to build this menu real quick. And We can pop back up here. Oops, I'm missing I should know better. And then, we need to lock that door. Okay. So if we go there, enter choice, save that. I don't know if I want to message there or not. We'll just go ahead and put an extra line in there. Come on. What do I got going here? Oh, you might want to have a main down here, huh? Oh, jeez. There we go now. Check this to see if it works. Indentation here does not match an outer indentation. Okay, where's it at? I don't see. Try. Choice. Accept. Display menu. Well, it's going to be one of those nights.
I think main is indented a little bit offset.
Oh, it's one character off. That's the problem with the old Python rule. There we go. So if I put in a 1, that works. 2 works. 3 should quit, and it does. So we got that. Thank goodness. All right. So the first one I want in here let's say if choice. So that's the number 1. Then call what do I have it as? I think I have it as worker. Okay, so then we're going to come down here. And I think I'm going to just pop it in here. And we're going to create a worker. Okay, so define worker. And they'll have a name. And they'll have an ID. And they'll have a shift that they work. And they'll have a rate of pay. So now we're going to do some gets. And so we'll say worker name. And then we'll have worker ID. Whoops, I can't do that, can I? I'm going to not mess with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. We'll just singularize, or we'll make a, what you call it, air, English air. Something like that. And then I'm going to say worker shift is equal to 0. And then while worker shift is less than 1, or worker shift is greater than 3, try. And then we'll try Okay. And then we got the same basic thing, worker pay. So again, trying to make it user friendly. Oops, I had 50. Should be 100. Then we're going to go ahead and create it. So this is like a parameterized creation, okay, or an instantiation, I should say. So we're going to have a file. This is going to yell at us now, but we'll fix it in a minute. So we're going to say EMP product worker. Now what is it? Production worker. And then we'll have worker name. And then how about worker ID? So these are the attributes we have to fill in when we instantiate. So that'll be crap. Worker ID, then worker shift, I think it is, and worker pay. that should be it, I believe. Except we need a slash here. Right there. Okay. And then once it's instantiated, we can print it out as this. We can do, whoops, I forgot my T. Right there. So those are going to tab in. And then we've got to do shift. And then we'll do T. I don't want to do that yet. Okay, so I got pay rate. And then we'll do something. We'll do our $sign. Close that. And then put in format worker get pay rate. Oh, come on. I think that's good for this one. So we got our little menu here. Okay. And we made the menu. We haven't, all we've done is workman so far. Okay. And then we've got this up here, comes down to worker. Probably should put my other ones in there. We'll do that in a second. And so we developed this is, again, what we have here is the inputs that go into the arguments that are going to be picked up by the class called employee production worker. Okay. So we're going to have a different file called EMP, and then in that will be this production worker. And it has certain attributes that we're filling from here when we go to create it right here. So this is called a parameterized So we need a parameterized constructor for this to work, to construct the object. Let's go up here and fix this so it has a little more functioning ability here. We're going to say else if choice is equal to admin, then we're just going to do this for now, or here. We'll rum it out and we'll put admin here, or administration. How's that? And then print. And then we should also have our quit, I think. And then we'll have else if choice is equal to our quit. All we want to do is say print /n goodbye. Thank for using Acme products. I got a double over here. Let's be good there. And then we want else. There's errors, right? Okay, da 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 da. And we'll go ahead and save this for now. We could run it, but when it gets to this point right here, it would crash.
On line 69 through 71, are the worker.get names supposed to be outside the string?
Yeah, probably so. My brain is not, okay, so this gets, sorry about that. That should look like that. Because that wouldn't make a bunch of sense, would it? And then this one is right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. If we run these out, this part right here, let me think. Yeah. If I do this, if I comment those out for a minute, I should be able to run this, I think. No, except where's that at? Why is that not allowing that? That's on line 61. Accept value error.
I
Oh,
see it. It's missing a try.
I don't have a try there, do I? Missing my try. Missing a try. Try this. While worker pay. This should have this. And then this should be indented here. Okay, let's see what happens there. There we go. So if I type 1 now, it says the name, ID, what shift. If I put 4 or 5, it says nope, can't do that. So I'll go to first. If I say $9, it says nope, has to be between 10 and 100. Put in A, it says nope, that's not valid. And I put in 10 and it's perfect. So we check to make sure, again, as we're going here, that everything works up to the point we're at, because it's silly to keep going if it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and uncomment these for now. Save once again. And now we should be able or ready to create our other file. And we're also going to go up here. Let's see here. What do I want to do first? Let's go here and get our new file. Oops. And let's go here and copy this just so we don't have to Control V that in. And we'll just call this EMP. Oops. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And I'm going to save mine to my desktop. I'm going to call it EMP. And I can go right here. Oh, it's underscore underscore init underscore underscore. This is my constructor here. And then I want a name and I want an ID number. In my superclass. So anything I instantiate from employee will always have those two things. Okay. Those two things I will always have. And then I'll do self dot name. And then is equal to name up above. And then self dot underscore twice is the ID number. And the ID number variable from above. And then, so this is my constructor, basically. Okay. Then I always forget what you got. Oh, I know what it is. So the next one you'll have here will be, how do you, so this one will be define set name, self name. And this is your mutators. I think that's how you spell it, right? Mutator, mutator. And that should be that one. And then it's another mutator. And so okay. And then I need my gets. What does your book call your gets? Why can't I think of it? You guys should know.
An accessor method?
Accessor. Thank you. And my other one, I call them getters. So then we'll have our define get name. Whoops, not Bain. Should be self dot. So this will be your accessor here. For name. And then you'll need one for ID. Okay, so that's our super class. Now we are going to take that and add to it. At this point, you could go, so we have two different things we'd like to do. We have production workers and we have administrators. And we can create them both as subclasses of employer. Okay. So we're going to do, first one we'll do is class production worker. And it is an employee though. And we do the define again. This will be in it. And then all the ones that we already have. So it'll be self, name, ID number, because we're going to get those from our employee superclass. Shift. No, these are the new ones then. Hang on, I got to change drinks here. Shift number. So we're going to add shift number and pay rate down here. Now my idea was for the administration one, I'm going to put a divider in here real quick, is that we leave it alone. Well, we already have name and number from employee, but for administrators, what I'd like here would be position and their salary versus pay rate. Okay. So again, it would still only have 4 attributes, but that's what I would like, or that was my idea there, is to do that. So we need a colon there. And then we need to call the superclass and get the information from that. That it holds. Okay. And then what we can do is go ahead and initialize our other two, the shift number and pay rate attributes. So down here, it'll be nothing more than self dot underscore underscore shift number will be equal to shift number, or the sign from shift number. This one will be self dot underscore underscore pay rate will be assigned from pay rate. And then we can come down a little more. And we'll go back out here because now we need our mutators and our accessors. And they'll be no different than the ones up above for the 2 that we have. We only have to do the 2 because we've already done name and ID under our superclass. Okay. So define what did I call that shift number? Yeah. Number. And then set shift number. And then it'll be self shift number. Try to move that up for you. Okay, define shift number. So we got that. Subself dot underscore underscore shift number. I think we'll do shift number. And again, these are my mutators. And then we'll go down to our accessors. I probably have a typo somewhere. I'm not sure. But let's go. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I should be able to, let's see. Okay, so this is my all right. And if everything is okay, I need to just, should be able to import EMP, hopefully. Make sure EMP is saved. And go over here and cross my fingers. Uh-oh. Okay, so I got a formatting error in my, not surprising. Okay, so it's right here somewhere. Da-da-da. Oops, I think it's right here. Save that. And if I go 1, say Doug 001, put a 3 there, 10. And you can see here's our output, which it should be. Then our menu comes back up and we can do as many workmen as we wanted. We could make a list of workmen if we wished. Okay. Now, how we doing, everybody? Do you need me to go?
Could you go through your EMP file, because I'm getting something saying that self is not a name.
Okay. This is what you should have. Self is defined right here. Same thing down here. And that's just a convention. I think I've changed that before and it works fine, as long as they're all the same.
I misspelled self in one of the
There you go.
initial.
Good catch. Yeah, normally, I usually tell people about 90% of your errors when you go to debug are spelling errors, typos. I make tons of them, more so now than when I was younger. Can't see as well, can't type as well. Anybody else having problems? Cool. Okay, so here's my idea then. If that one works, okay, if this works the way we got it now, then why shouldn't I be able to just go over here, take this code that works, right? So we have this code. Everybody with me? And what if I created something called administration? So if I just take this code, don't change any of it, Control C it, come down here, Control V it in, okay? So you can see now I've got two of them, and I just go through this. And I'll have to tweak it a little bit, but nothing spectacular. And I'm going to go ahead and go to Edit, find and replace, and change the word worker to administrate. What did I call it? Administration, right? And then I hit replace all. And hopefully it didn't change all the, oh, it did again. Okay, well, let's see here. I know what we can do. Go ahead and Control X that. And then come here and do a Control Z several times here until this goes back. Okay. Then we should be able to go ahead here and just Control V the administration one in. Okay, so now you've got worker up there. And then we're going to come down here and divide this off right there. Maybe even move this down a hair. So we got a gap in there. Okay, but then we still have to go through it because I want to change this to where this is administration position. And this one will be or shorter than that. Let's make it title. And of course, it'll be that. And then this one, we're going to just say is salary. Okay. So we got name and ID. Those aren't a problem. We already have those. We don't need this check for shift because ours is a string. So we can whack this as far as I can tell. And just say, oh, we can get rid of shift too. And just say administration underscore title is equal to an input. Enter the title, probably should be administrators, but that's all right. And then salary we will need. So I'm just going to bring this up. And then I should be able to do here. I should be able to come up here to edit, find and replace, pay with salary. And then just darn it, I keep pressing a key. I hope it ain't screwing everything up. And then salary there. One more. All right. But I still got to read through it because it might be, well, salary is less than. Okay, for a salary of an administrator, we're going to say, how about 50,000? And we'll make this 1 million. Okay. Same thing over here. And we'll make this 50. Reason I didn't put dollar signs in that as a prompt, I didn't want them to think they could put dollar signs in as prompts. Okay, and then this one will be 50,000. And 1 million. 1, 2, 3. And the salary must be, this should be a capital S. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's salary there. Okay. So we have title and salaries. The only thing we've changed, right? And that there. And then we come down here and it's employee production administration. Well, we're going to change that just to administration. And will that be a uppercase or lowercase? Let's see what we got up here. Production worker. So we're going to say administration. Okay. Production worker. And then okay, shift. So this won't be shift. This will be title. And this one will be salary. And then get name, ID number. This will be title. This should say title. This should say salary. And this should say salary right here. Okay. So does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So now what I'm trying to do here is create a set of prompts to get the arguments that I'm going to go over to employee and to something called administration, a subclass, and do the same thing I did for production workers. So to me, this makes sense that I should be able to do this. Okay. And we should be able to pull off, let's see here, remove that off of there, because now we do have something called administration down here. In fact, let's go ahead and rem this out, remark this out for a minute or comment it out and make sure it works. I should be able to get to there. So if I save it and run it now, and I choose to, it says under the administrator's name, Doug, 1, president. And if I say 1,000 or 100, it says, nope, you can't do that. 60,000. And that works fine. So that works, okay? So I'm good as gold there. I can undo these now. And that should be good, okay? So then if we jump over to employee, this one over here, I would think that I should be able to just take this, Control C it, come back over, Control V it in, and then just start doing my thing here. And what I did last time, I just went and replaced like I did before, and it would not work. So I'm going to try and hand do it this time. Was it admin? You got to be able to spell administration. Okay, administration. And then we've got self, name, ID, and this will be title. And this will be salary. And we get these from our super class. So now I should just have to come down here and get my title and my salary. And so self here will be title. And this one will be title. And this one will be salary. And this one will be salary. So those should be, and then I have my mutators. So we got shift number here. It's going to be title. This will be title. This will be title. This one will be pay rate, will be salary. And salary here. And salary there. So there's our mutators. And then we just need our, oh, this should be set title. This should not be what I have up here. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Initialize them. Title, salary, right? And this should be our getter for title. And return self title. And this one should be salary. And this one should be salary. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I would think it should work. Well, up to this point, I'm going to smile if it works right now. And I don't know why I couldn't get it to work earlier, but we'll see what happens here. So now if I run this and I pick one, I put Doug as the worker, I'm a number 2, I work shift 3, and I make $20 an hour. So that one works. So then I go to 2, and I'll say Bob is the administrator. His ID is 100. He is the VP, and he makes 200,000 a year. And I can't believe that it works. That's crazy. I ain't going to tell you how long I spent. And again, I think it's because I copied and pasted too much. Okay. So there, my point being is that we can instantiate all kinds of different types of children from, okay, from up here, our employee. Everybody we create will have a name and an ID number. And then what we can do is add attributes from that depending on what kind of worker they are. Okay. In other words, we might want to have, instead of we might want to have somebody that does transportation, and we might want their driver's license number, for example, and maybe their eyesight, or do they wear glasses, or how many speeding tickets have they had. But they're still employees. Okay. They're still employees. So we never have to change the name and the ID number, but then we can add attributes of our own, or in the children one, to pass those on. And likewise, to make it even more complicated, I could have production workers here. I could break that down into another class, like a subclass that had different types of production workers. Okay. I am so happy that runs for you guys. So that's basically my lecture for tonight. The idea, again, that you can instantiate from or design superclasses. And again, it's a way, in reality, it's a way to hide or encapsulate things, okay? Things you don't want people to be able to change that are running the program. Or the person that's going to, in real life, you might say, okay, we already have something called employee. We need you to expand on that. But employee, you cannot change employee. We want that information for everybody. In other words, we could add in here date of birth, social security number. Okay. And we need those from everybody. How many dependents so that you can get paid. But so we would increase this a little bit. But then we don't have to get that information down here because we already have it in our super class for our people. And you can do that in a lot of things. We could do vehicles, right? I could say that, okay, I'm going to have a vehicle, and my vehicle, I want to know who the manufacturer is, who the, what model is it? What year was it built? How many wheels does it have? What else could I have? I don't know. Weight, maybe. And then from there, I could use that as my superclass vehicle. From there, I could make subclasses for unicycles, bicycles, motorcycles, cars, trucks, semis. Okay. And each one of those would have different attributes. If I have any of them that have all of the, let's say I had, for some reason, I had unicycles, bicycles, motorcycles, cars, trucks, and semis, all had a certain thing, like manufactured name, for example, then it should be in the vehicle, not down in the subclasses, because that would be something I want to get for everybody, not just in one case. Okay. So I think that works pretty well, actually. Works pretty well. And I'll be darned if that, I must have misspelled something because I drove myself nuts for. And the other thing we could do here also, I hope you know, is we could move these questions. This right here, this instantiation, we could actually ask these questions at this level also, where we do the sets. Okay. If we put those in there, we could remove this part, right? The argument, and ask the question here, what shift are you on? And then we would, at a higher level, protect what the question is. Okay. Same thing here. We could ask their name in here in the set, and then over here, they would just call that set name or whatever. Okay. So they could call that without having the input here, because it would be somewhere else. So everything would always be worded the same thing if you instantiated an employee, for example. Okay. So thereby encapsulating even more stuff that at this level here, this is hidden from. Okay. And it's kind of like using print here. We have no idea in reality how that works. All we know is we type the word print in and follow the instructions, and all of a sudden it prints it out. Same thing with try or any of this stuff, you know, it's hidden from us. We don't really know how it works. Okay, in the background. We don't know the code for it. Somebody already wrote all that stuff in the background. Okay. All right, then I am going to stop sharing. No, I'm going to save first after I almost killed myself. Okay. So you guys, any questions? Again, I left you one program to do this week. If you got this one done, just put it in your portfolio. That means you only have one other one to do. And then I'll take a look for next Thursday, what we're going to do, and I'll let you know. Okay. You're almost there. I'm going to stop recording.